Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today I'm reading for June 30th through July 6th. That is Friday through Thursday. Now, I am an intuitive channeler. What that means is I open myself to God, Source, Holy Spirit, and ask whatever it is that needs to be said or needs to be heard come through. Now, I am going to be using a bunch of Radley Valentine decks today. For the main readings, I will use the Archangel Power Tarot cards. I will also use his Guardian Angel Tarot cards. Now, for the main reading again, I will use, what is it that I'm going to be using? The Inspirational Wisdom from Angels and Fairies, and that is with Frances Monroe and Judy Mastrangelo. And also, I will use my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, I will also pull from the Moonology deck because we do have a full moon coming. So that's going to be for the main readings. Now for this reading, and I am going to do an overview, my stuff that I always do, let you see where the planets are, what's going on. But for this reading, I left my little bag of tricks or my little bag of stuff at my booth where I can do personal readings and I do Reiki treatments, energies, things like that. But I left that at my booth. So I am pulling out a deck that was given to me. And this was, again, Radley Valentine. This is the Angel Wisdom Tarot. Now, it is a little bit different, and I'll explain that when we're using it, but I really do like it. And this was actually given to me by, this was my one of my friends, Marissa. She's client friend, and she comes to me, but she's also a tarot reader. And her channel or her page, I'm not quite sure. I think she's, like me, has all, like I have Divine Destiny with Debbie on my web page, and I have that in my Facebook, my Instagram, all over the place. She is called Whimsical Tarot. And I'll let you know, now I do not watch other people's YouTubes or videos like this, but I do, when we are talking, she knows so much. So I would take a peek at her, follow her, and it's Whimsical Tarot. So I am going to use my Wisdom Tarot with Radley Valentine, and of course I will use, because this is that time, the Good Tarot with Colette Baron Reed. Okay, now I have prayed, meditated, and infused all decks with Reiki energy, but remember, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. And I have something interesting to say about his tarot deck. So let's go on and see. First of all, let's go on and get onto my web page where I have my two, the two that I really, really enjoy. If I can come up to that. Come on, where are you? Where are you? There, is that coming up for you now? Yes, there it is. It was not up. So, okay, so anyway, I have my one that is the the-astrologer.net, and this is for the month of, or this is for the Cancer season. So you can see we have, like the 30th, we do have Cancer trining Saturn, at Saturn, which is in Pisces. That's a very good energy here. Now, I said this was on the 30th of June, and so it all depends on your time frame. Neptune goes retrograde. So we do have, what is it? We have Saturn going retrograde, and we have Neptune going retrograde in Pisces. Now, remember, we also have Pluto going retrograde in Capricorn. This is considered the retrograde season. So now we have on the 3rd, and this is right before midnight Eastern time, we have the full moon at 11 degrees in Capricorn. So that's really going to be a very good energy. There are no full moon squares. So it's a good energy. Okay, nothing is really creating friction. Now we do have it opposing the sun in Cancer, which is what it does because it's on, those are the ones that oppose. So there could be a little bit of things, there could be some revelations coming out, something that touches home with everybody or with a lot of people. We have it also opposing Mercury in Cancer, so there could be some really good communication. I do kind of get a little bit of that secret, maybe not horrible or big secrets coming out, but I could feel that there could be some secrets leaked. Now we do have the full moon. Again, this is all full moon in Capricorn. It's trining Jupiter in Taurus, and it's trining Uranus in Taurus. So these are earth signs. So this is a very good energy. Jupiter is about good luck, good fortune. Uranus is expect the unexpected, but Uranus isn't really making too much. This would be a good energy. This would be a good to expect something good to happen. And then it's sextiling and, Saturn and Neptune. Again, that's a partnership. Sextiling isn't as strong as trining, but it is still there. So Saturn and Neptune in Pisces isn't really too worried about the full moon, nor is the full moon too worried about Saturn or Neptune. Then we have it conjuncting Pluto, and Pluto, remember, is about, it's been very, full moon Capricorn, conjuncting, partnering with Pluto in Capricorn. So we do have that really strong Capricorn energy going on right now. But the thing about it is Pluto is transformation. You have to kind of go back to your Roman mythology, maybe even your Greek mythology, since they're just, kind of changing the names there. So we have some interesting things, interesting transformational energy going on. Now, I also go back to this one, the horoscopes.astro-seek.com, and that's where I look at where, when is things happening. So here, and this is New York time, so Eastern time. So this would be what, 9 o'clock, 9:51 p.m. when we're going to go into Leo season. The moon, I thought the moon was actually in the evening, but no, it's July 3rd. Again, but it's at 7:38 in the morning. So the 2nd to the 3rd is a good full moon energy right there. Now another interesting piece is Venus will be going retrograde, and this is going to be on the evening of the 22nd of July. I find that interesting more because we have this this time which we call the Lion's Gate, and with the Lion's Gate, it basically that's on what 8/8, so we're entering into that time. And so this is the 22nd, 23rd. We're like, it's opening up, and then it's going to be all the way open. But also to July 25th, so we're transitioning on this 22nd, also with Leo energy, going into Leo energy, but it also on the 25th is considered the day outside of time. So that's just an interesting little snippet. We'll figure out more about this as we come across it, okay? So we have some interesting energies, always interesting. Things are happening. Always know that things are happening. Now let's go back and see what I've got here. I have to move back to my cards. Sorry about that. Here we are here. And bringing back my cards. Let's see, did that? Yes, here we go. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about this deck. Now this deck has different colors because we've been using my Radley Valentine for a while, and so we're kind of used to that the archangel energies and the angel tarot, they follow the same pattern in many ways. This is different. So I have to get used to them a little bit too. So we do have some differences. I'll talk about them as we're going on. But I do tell you about how Radley Valentine has justice as 8 in the major arcana and has strength as 11 in the major arcana. So normally I don't read books, but I pulled this book out because I knew I'm going to have to use this card. And I thought, oh, they have little things in here that talk about, little snippet things that talk about, or that give you little clues to the angels that they're using. And I can always, brush up on my angels. So sorry, there I am. So I thought, well, maybe they'll have some things, maybe Radley will have some things about angels. So I just kind of started flipping through it a little bit, and within a minute, I came to this page. And I thought it was extremely interesting because it addressed that 8 and that 11 in the major arcana. So here we go, some Pamela Coleman Smith was 1909. and basically was the big part of the weight rider deck. But Rider was the name of the publisher, so they basically took her name off and put that one on. Though, he is saying that the name, that many consider Smith to be the true genius behind this deck, and that would be the Weight Rider deck. However, he brings up that tarot had been around for about 500 years before the Weight and Smith deck. So during that half millennium, Justice was listed as 8 in the major arcana, and Strength was listed as number 11. So for whatever reason, he says Weight flipped the traditional positions, and most tarotists aren't even aware of this change, and I wasn't either, because I know that there's a lot of people that read tarot that just say, no, I will not read anything that does not have it as the Strength is 8 and the 11 is Justice. So here, this is kind of something new information, and I want to apologize for saying, but remember, I was always saying, for whatever reason, I'm not sure, but this is the reason, okay? And he's right in this, that the change introduced certain inconsistencies in the story, because the major arcana is the story of the Fool. So I thought that was very interesting. Okay, so let's go back to our cards here, and I will tell you about what's different from the other ones. I was going to do like a reveal on this, but this had already been opened, and I thought, we'll just use these. Now remember, I am going to use the Moonology cards, but for the full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. So there's some changes happening, and that's the thing. When these planets, the planets have to make, like Pluto's been in since what, 2008, and then it retroed out into, or went into into Aquarius. There's going to be some really changes with our thought processes there and how we treat other people. There's revolutionary energy with that too, and now it's backing into Capricorn. It has to make some changes. It has to actually, make things, I shouldn't say better, because whose idea better? It has to stabilize something, okay? So we will see. But I do love this, the full moon, the end of a tough cycle approaches, and I think we are more than ready for that. All right, so let's go on. I am going to shuffle these. Remember, I have infused all of these with Reiki energy. I know I've been talking, so let me just kind of ground myself a little bit. We are in the summer here, so my summer hours are just kind of all up and about. So if I'm not answering right away, I'm sorry. I am reading, but I'm not that good at answering on the phone. So, on the phone app. So okay, let's see. That one kind of pops out. So let's see what else we might have. And you're going to see that these are a little different. I do like their messages, though. So, higher power, Holy Spirit, what is it that you want to say? What's going on in the world? What are we doing? We have this full moon coming. We're supposed to be coming, that says the end of a tough cycle. I'm going to hold faith to that. I'm going to believe in that. What else do we have? What else do you want to say? What else do you want to say? Let's go on and see. I'm going to cut. And we will take 2 cards. Now this one, no, I'm going to say I'd be able to tell you if this is reversed or not. I have to look at this a little bit more. Anyway, let's see what we've got going here. All right, here we are. Remember, to me, reversed cards have a little stronger energy. All right, here we go. First card is, now this is the 7 of water or cup energy. So you can see that it's all a little bit different. So cup energy is all about our Cancer. We're in Cancer season right now. It's also Scorpio. Now remember, what did I say? Was it around the 17th? The Scorpio is in the South Node. Taurus is in the North Node. It's going to be, switching up, where it's going to go, the North Node's going to go into Aries, and the South Node into Libra. So that's going to be actually very interesting, because that's in itself is kind of a conflict between, it's kind of like war and peace, war and peace. So that's the switch. But we do have that history, the history, looking into things. So it is in Scorpio. So we have Scorpio. Scorpios, a lot of things are going to come out. A lot of little more secrets, because the pressure is on with that Scorpio energy, and there's a lot of transformational energy too, and so it has to make its final push before things transition over. So we have that, and we also have it in, that is also our Pisces. It's water energy, fluid, emotional. So we have our Seven of Cups, some beautiful almost these are chakra energies right here, so that's in itself is an interesting card. The Seven of Cups, the Seven of Water, is all about choices, emotional choices, thinking things through. What is it that you really want to do? It's kind of getting you a little bit more on your path. But we're going to go right into the narrative, just because these are really interesting. I do like these cards. Now, Marissa, who gave them to me, she loves the Angel Tarot cards, but she said she could not connect with these. But this is make a choice. Stop procrastinating or overanalyzing. Get clarity on what you desire and move forward. Too many options, addictions. So let's see, June 30th through that, we have our full moon. Remember, release, relinquish, and request. Make a choice. And that's where I kind of feel like with the make a choice, it's kind of like, what are you willing to, and again, this is more general, this is what's going on in the world. What is the world ready to give up? What is the world ready to move towards? Okay, so here we go here. Now, this is also the Six of Water, the Six of Cups. This is a nostalgia card for me. This is the one where we look back and we look at where did we come from and where are we going. So we have the little boy offering some pretty flowers, a cute little dog down there. We have our cups here. The little girl, she doesn't seem, she's not necessarily, running away or anything, but she doesn't necessarily look like she is. She is kind of holding on to her cup. So maybe it's going to be an exchange of energy with that. Now, the other thing, too, that I did forget, and this is what I want to tell you, is down here we talk about what angel this is related to. So this would be Gabriel. Gabriel, the divine messenger. Anyway, this would be Zedkiel. So here we have a card, children or childhood, revisiting old dreams or plans, embracing your inner child, the return of people or romances from your past, romanticizing how things used to be. So with that too, it kind of connects with that choice. It's like, what are your choices? Are you moving forward? Are you going back? Are you staying where you're at? The romanticizing how things used to be is when you really want to try to look at the reality of what life is all about. Now, Zedkiel is of the violet light. So let's see, anything else popping with this? But there's a lot of nostalgic energy with this. And I don't think Mercury has gone retrograde yet. Anyway, let's see what we've got going on here. Next card. We have, again, a Three of Water. Now, this would be Uriel. Uriel is all about the light, the wisdom, bringing light to dark. This is about celebration energy. So I love that part. I love the celebration. You can see not only is the humanity celebrating, but also the angels are celebrating. So there's a big celebration here. And this talks about news worth celebrating, joyful announcements like engagements, weddings, pregnancies, or graduations, a time for gratitude, close communities, or chosen families. So it's interesting. We have a 7. 7 is divine number. It is, the number, it's a divine umbrella. It is, God, Source, Holy Spirit helping us through something. It may be divine intervention. It may be divine interference. 6 is the number of man. It's the energies we put into something, good or bad. And the 3 is about celebration, creation. It is also the power of 3. So there's something going on. I mean, we may be revisiting some of our, as a world, as a universe, we may be revisiting some of our past. We might be thinking back to a time that was happier. But at the same time, we do need to let go of some of that past. We do have to keep that youthful or that joyful, that child's, faith, and and move forward. And I do love that this ends with a celebration. So interesting with this. Okay, I still have to make a little bit more connection, so I just want to let you know, kind of, the seven of cups, all about choices, good choices, bad choices, all could be emotional choices. And this is a very emotional time right now. So this June 30th through July 6th will be an emotional time. If we keep our, our faith, we keep our spirits raised, our vibrations raised, it could actually come out very joyfully for us. Okay? So let's see what we have here. What do we have here? And I love these. I love when because sometimes I look at the world and go, oh my goodness, what's going on? And then it's like, oh, look at the cards say everything's going to be okay. Emotional, it might be emotional, and we might have to revisit that past, which again, Scorpio, South Node, but it works its way through, and there's going to be some good news coming. Anyway, emotional news. All right, so let's go to the Colette Baron read, the Good Tarot, and the card has already fallen out. Let's see. Oh, I love this one. So we've got, and this is reversed, we have the 10 of water. 10 is transitional energy. Things are moving on. 1, new start, new beginning. 0, God source energy. Cup energy again. This is entering, and again, I'm like, how is this happening? Oh my goodness, Lord Jesus, God, how is this happening? And yet we come to something that says things are happening. And this is a time of faith. This is a time of high vibrations. This is a time of, just major blessings. So I love that energy. I do love that energy. I always look and see, well, and how is this all going to happen? But, a lot of times I just look and things work out. And again, hey, we have this little card. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Let's keep our faith in that, okay? Okay. Anyway, I am going to be doing my videos, so please please watch this one and then watch everything else. I really do appreciate it. I may go into I will use these cards a little bit more. I do need to make a connection. The interesting thing is Marissa also told me, because I never ask for money, and my thing is I do these, and I expect YouTube and or now Rumble, since I'm on Rumble, to be the ones to pay whatever it is. But she told me that, she is monetized like I am, and she told me she was using her Weight Rider traditional tarot, but because of certain scenes, like the lovers, the star, that she was demonetized for those videos because the people were not, the angels or whatever, there was nudity, okay? So she said she was, so I'm like, oh, that's kind of freaky. Do I go on and go to each card and draw little bikinis or bathing suits on them? I don't think so. But anyway, I do want to let you know, I do appreciate you always watching. I really appreciate everyone's support, so thank you. I know I was a little chattier this time around, but I appreciate you all, and I do read your comments, so thank you. Now, remember, do the like, share, subscribe, clicking on the bell for notifications. It does help. As always, though, everyone out there that's watching, always know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.